doctors spoke out about hydroxychloroquine's benefits in July. And this courageous group of health professionals with actual clinical experience and wisdom was censored. Their press conference was banned from major social media platforms. Dr. Atlas's critics have been similarly ruthless. These are not health officials who revere science, truth, and open debate. They are embedded in the bowels of the federal bureaucracy, and they worship at the altars of big government and big pharma. Here is entrenched CDC Director Robert Redfield smearing Atlas.
As CDC Director, Dr. Robert Redfield raises concerns that President Trump is sharing incorrect information with the public because he's being pushed by a new member of the coronavirus task force. Redfield is particularly worried about task force member Dr. Scott Atlas, you see him there on your screen, telling a colleague in a phone conversation overheard by NBC News, quote, "Everything he says is false."
But backing Dr. Atlas are three renowned international infectious disease specialists from Harvard, Oxford, and Stanford who unveiled what they call the Great Barrington Declaration last week. The trio champions what they describe as focused protection strategy. 36 other experts from around the world have signed on. It's simple, really. Young people who are at lower COVID risk should not be forced to relinquish their lives to protect the more vulnerable elderly population, especially for a disease that is less dangerous for the young than myriad other harms in daily life. The declaration advocates allowing those who are at minimal risk of death to live their lives normally to build up immunity to the virus through natural infection, while better protecting those who are at highest risk. Dr. Jay Bhattacharya explains.
The premise is not to do something reckless. The premise is to take account, as Dr. Kulderoff said, of all of public health, all of the harms. We care about cancer. We care about mental illness. We care about all these things. But we are not simply just bags of germs infecting one another. We're human beings. And we want to take advantage of the new knowledge we've gained, protect the vulnerable, and let people face the risk of the disease who don't actually face a very large risk of mortality. The focused protection idea expands freedom in the sense that if you're not fearful and you are in a low-risk group and you accurately know what the risks are, it allows you to re-engage. And even for older people, if I'm a grandfather, not yet, but someday, and my grandchildren come to me, I can say, okay, I might be at risk for a little bit from them, but I'm going to hug them anyways. I think that freedom is really important, but it's an informed freedom as opposed to this perception that everyone faces the equal risk, which is not true from the disease.
Imagine that. A non-politicized approach to COVID based on actual science and data instead of fear, hype, profiteering, and control. Let's pray that the courage and common sense that we saw this week from President Trump and those dissident experts goes viral. A contagion of reasonableness is just what the honest doctors have ordered. Up next, Del Bigtree, and the award-winning producer and host of The Higher Wire, joins me to discuss President Trump's COVID recovery, the virtual debate, Operation Warp Speed, and much more. Back in a moment.